Hi traders, this is Focus Trader, and this video will be on demand, and it will be about how we define structure and how to use BOS Trader and BOS scripts in your trading. So it will clarify also the topic which is called the how we define structure and what is the breakout structure. So I will try to do it very quickly, but I'm also planning and making a script for, or not script, but a plan for videos or series of videos where I will explain in detail every single step of the system that I am using in my trading and my interpretation of ICT trading concepts. And also I will add there something more because I have a sort of a lot of experiences in algorithmic trading and making very discretionary approaches objective. So I think that it will be very interesting, but without any further ado, let's get into it. So we can go to the trade we had, or I had, on New Zealand US dollar, and it is this one. It was a perfect entry, and why the entry was there. So let me just go to 30 minutes. Let me just turn on the fair value gap, and let me find it here. Okay, so you see there is a fair value gap. Let me just draw area here just to better just to see it better on 1 minute time frame, and let me go to 1 minute. So you can see the gap is truly here, and let me hide the gap, and we can see what market did there. So there was a strong movement to the upside, and then very strong sellers reaction, very big black bars. So, there is indicates that there is a very significant trend of sellers pushing here. Okay, and let's turn on our breakout structure indicator, and it provided perfect entry signal when the gap was filled. So this is a perfect entry without any hesitation, without any thinking. This is very easy, or very well visible trade. Okay, let's say it like that. And let's go to the settings. So the first thing to know, there is some definition of structure. The structure for me, because I'm using algos, so I need to be objective. There is no thinking. There is always mathematical calculation. But don't worry, I'm not a mathematician. I have sometimes very big problems with basic mathematics, but who doesn't? How I define structure is that there is a pivot high, which is basically the highest candle from series of candles, and the number in the series is the number of the bars on the left and right. So you can see that right now we got our structure set to 1. So what I'm looking for is for pivot high, the high structure point. I'm looking for candle that has higher high than 1 bar on the right and 1 bar on the left. Let me just zoom in for you better to see, and let me use some better color. And again, I'm looking for this candle, which has higher high than the candle on the right and left. So this is for me a structure point. It's the same type of calculation that we use in liquidity. So let me just turn on liquidity, and let's go to settings and confirm that we are in fixed mode. Fixed mode means that we are working on current time frame, and we are looking for pivot highs and lows of 1. So there should be 1 candle on the left and 1 candle on the right to create structure. So it is confirmed, it happens here. And keep in mind these structure lines that is here, etc. So what it means, that this candle has lower low than this candle on the left and this candle on the right. The same counts for this candle, the same counts for this candle. So even though these candles seem to have very similar or equal lows, the mathematics says difference. This candle is a bit lower than this candle. Okay, so now we know how we define structure, and now how we define breaking the structure. Breaking the structure I will show you on BOS Trader, because it has multiple settings of it. And let me just set the BOS Trader to work to work with fixed mode and to work with also 1. Okay, so now it will take some time for it to calculate because it's a bit complicated script, or I would say very complex. Okay, and now we can see the structure point. The structure point is here, 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 here. It is sort of grayish or black, but ICT uses the same color setting, so I think you are used to it. Okay, so now we know what structure is. We have these lines indicating the structure points, and now how we define the breaking of the structure. And there are 3 ways that I'm using in my algos. The first mode is the default, and it means that there is just one candle. This candle has lower than this structure level. So right now we created lower low based on structure, and that way we are defining that, okay, on this candle break of structure occurred, and we are looking for new structure point to define and search for area of interest, which is marked here. So as you can see, this candle, by breaking this low, also got a neighbor, this bar on the right, which means that there is 1 bar on the left and 1 bar on the right, which has higher lows. The lows are higher than this candle. So this is new structure point. So this was the breaking of the structure, and this candle created new structure point. So after this candle closed, we know that there is a new structure and we can draw area of interest. So this is how my algos work. Okay, and I just received a very interesting message, sorry. And let's get to detail and continue and choose the type of structure, which will be close. Close, and again we'll wait for a bit until it calculates. And you can see that the area of interest moved here. Why? Because we are waiting for candle to close below the structure point. So this is the structure point, and this candle didn't close below this structure point. This candle did. So this candle defined that there is a break of structure. So this is calculated when close is lower than the structure point. And we are waiting for new structure point to occur, which didn't happen here because probably this candle is not lower than this candle, and this candle is not lower than this candle, or as I see it, probably this candle has similar lows. So it is not a structure, but we can see that this candle generated new structure point. So this candle is new structure point, but we don't know it when this candle is created. We know it only after this candle closes, and we see that this candle, this one, has higher low than this candle. Okay, so then we get this candle, which has bar on the left and bar on the right, which has higher lows. So after this candle closes, we got this area of interest, and we are looking for signals. Okay, so this is, and we got an entry here, which will probably end in winning trade also. Let me just try to place short here, stop above this high, and we could get something like this. And if we use liquidity as a target, you see that there is a lot of liquidity here, so we will probably get something like a 2.7 risk reward ratio for sure, because we will be waiting for market to grab this liquidity. Okay, so which empowers this signal is that it was after the filling the gap from higher time frame, from 30-minute time frame. We mark this fair value gap, and also there is the strong reaction of sellers, and also there could be something like, and let me show you a very interesting thing, because this is that I sometimes speak about. This is a order block, and you can see that it was never tested, so it won't provide you with the entry, and the gap is here also. Let me just hide this and draw this fair value gap, and you can see that this was never filled, so you won't get opportunities to trade, but the area of interest worked. Okay, so that's just something that I wanted to show you. Okay, so now we know what our structure is and how we break the structure. And now to the question that I received, how is it possible, or how to how to sort of work with that we get different signals for 15 seconds, for 10 seconds, etc. So usually in my trading, I work with two time frames for scalping, and it is 15 seconds and 1 minute. You can see that I have them there. But let me just go back to structure defined by default, which is that low breaks the structure, just for us to have a quicker entry sort of, and it will take a while to calculate. And let me go, so we got our entry here, and let me go to 15 seconds. And again, and you can see that this area of interest popped, but there is no signal here. Okay, so why is that? How to synchronize that? You can synchronize that in the logic that I'm showing you, because when you go to the structure and we go structure defined by left bars and right bars, you can see that the trading view has problems to define on these lower time frames what is the pivot low. It doesn't have a problem, because obviously if we go here, you can see that every point is marked, but there are so many lines that it won't display here, because there is a limitation for object that can be drawn, and it is a limit of 500. I think that we have it in BOS also. Yeah, there is a bars. No, this is bars after liquidity grab, but I think it will be here in number of liquidity lines. So let me go 500. This is the limit of trading view to display 500 drawing objects for one indicator. Okay, so just wait for a while and we will see that some more lines will happen or not, because most of them occurred here. Okay, so this is the limitation of trading view. So you need to work real time. You can backtest these time frames. I also need to mention that there is limited number of history bars you get. So if you are on 15 seconds, you get probably 20. If you are premium plan like me, you will got 20,000 candles loaded to your bar. So this is the limitation that TradingView has. But I just wanted to show you or explain how I deal with that you will get different signals. So the first way you can deal with that is setting the pivots mode to time frame, and this will display only the liquidity from higher time frames, and that way you won't get so many false signals here. Let me wait for a while before it recalculates again, and it will show you only when only the areas of interest after the liquidity was grabbed. So you see here, liquidity grabbed, area of interest occurred. It probably give you some small trade, but you won't trade again this trend of the market move. Also you get your signal here, and as you all for sure know, there is a bars after the liquidity was grabbed, after which I am showing the area of interest. So if I lower this to, for example, 30, this will go away. Just wait for a while, for a longer while, and you see it's gone. So and in these settings we get much less signals, but almost every single one of them is successful one. So, or it will at least provide you with a break even. So if we enter, for example, this acceleration, I think this will be a stop loss. This will be a break even because you got some reaction here. You got your entry here. So stop loss here, two pips, and you will get 4 pips, but then market reversed. But again, you will be in strong uptrend, so there's no reason to enter shorts. And here you got your entry here, and it probably will provide you with some 10 pips. Okay, so the way I work with that is that I'm setting my alerts for 15 seconds and 1 minute. Right now I'm doing only 1 minute because my time is limited, so I don't have so much time to sit in front of my computer, and 15 seconds could send you much more alerts, but you won't manage to open the chart to figure out what the current sort of setup is, if the last impulse was bullish or bearish, etc, etc. So I want to trade 1 minute time frame, so I have my alerts. You can see that I receive a lot of them, and when I receive alert, I click it, and it will also switch the chart to the instrument that I'm using and also time frame that I'm using. So right now, if I go to somewhere here and wait for it to load, it will probably show me the area of interest popped in this time. But remember, the indicator when you set alerts remembers the settings. So if you play with settings like I did in this video, you will not get probably the same result as areas of interest, because I'm using different settings for my trading. So if we are here on time frame, I will probably use 5, for example, and I would also define my structure basically by higher number of left bars or right bars. So these alerts work. They show you the right area, but just a thing I want to mention about my approach. So I set my alerts for 1 minute time frame, and yeah, I went from New Zealand here. Okay. So I set my alerts on 1 minute time frame, but also you can set, for example, 30 seconds or any other time frame, and set your indicator according to your backtest and according to your preferences. So either you can use my precision levels for entries, and that way you will use a break of structure script, and you will, for example, let me show you because this is really interesting. I don't want to make this video any longer, but just maybe a good idea for trading. Okay, so there is a precision level here. So I will click, let me hide this, and I will click here at alert, and I will set my price alert. So when the price reaches my or is getting closer to the precision level, I received alert, and I go to my computer, sit in front of it, and wait and turn on break of structure and wait for my entry to occur. So let's say that I would have level here. So let me just draw it. So let me say that I had alert here. It will be a resist. So I will expect sellers to push from this fair value gap. Okay, so I will have level here. So I will set my alert here. I will set alert for this price 0.6030. Like I said, I like round numbers, and you see that alert pops here, so you can see it here. And when the price gets to it, let me just delete it because I don't want to receive this alert. So remove. Okay, again. And I will go to the market because I see that the market is getting closer. So I will probably get this alert here on this candle, because I get the alert on 38, which is okay. I will get it on this candle. So I will see something like this. Okay, and I have a BOS turned on. I have number of left bars and right bars set to 1. And okay, so now I'm ready for live trading. So let me press replay here, and we are playing. Okay, so this is what you will see when you trade. You will see this precision level, and you will see that we are getting to it, and you will be alerted. So you sit in front of your computer and wait 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and now you see very strong bar. So you're looking forward to some break of structure happening. Okay, so let's continue. And you can see that we are still pushing lower. We see strong action of buyers and strong reaction of sellers. So this is perfect. Very big candles. So this is right. And right now the alert pops and we got our entry. So after this candle closes, you will see that there is a area of interest and there is an entry signal. So you will instantly, in your mobile phone or any other platform you are using for entries, you will place click sell. So I will click short position immediately, and you can see that 1 minute after that you could also enter on very similar price. So if you don't manage to get in time, you will have time to place your sell here. And let me measure the stop loss. This is only 2 or 3 pips, so I usually like round numbers, so I will make it 5. Okay, so 5. And now I will wait for what happens. And also I could turn, and I have it turned on, the liquidity, and I can see if I do this, I can see that there is a very significant area of liquidity here. So my goal is to go here. So let's continue. Okay, now I'm afraid about the stop loss. Still afraid, and now the liquidity is grabbed. So after this liquidity is grabbed, I will take partial and then move my stop loss to break even. And find some target, for example, here for next partial. So I will have my next target here because there is significant area of liquidity. Okay, and we got it. Perfect. So this would be it. Okay, so this is the way I trade, and this is my my thinking. So let me end replay and let me turn off liquidity, and that's basically it. So I don't recommend you to use multiple time frames for entries. I recommend you to, this is not a financial advice, but it is educational advice. Okay, so what I will educate you to do is to use 15 seconds and 1 minute, or you can also go for, I don't know, if you like 10 seconds or 30 seconds. It depends totally on you. And just remember the limitations of TradingView, because you will get lower numbers of liquidities. So the best time frame for sort of conservative scalping, but with these two words don't go well together, but let's say there is something like conservative scalping, and I would recommend you to use 1 minute, because that way you get sufficient data, you get sufficient liquidity lines, so you know what's happening, you have enough time to prepare your trade, and you can get the opportunity like this. And just another thing I wanted to mention, there are lots of other ideas that you can get from the system, because when you know that there is some significant resistance here, so you won't take this entry long, you won't take this area of interest, you won't take this area of interest here, because you are still expecting the strong reaction. But after there is a significant break of structure, the structure changes, which is basically here. You can see that we created significant higher high. Then you can start looking for long. So here you won't get any entry, and right here you could expect some entry here, but this is you don't want to see this kind of consolidation, because when there is a consolidation, there is a lot of liquidity below and above, so market has very strong tendency to sort of destroy both kind of traders. So we will get destroyed both way before the movement happens. As you can see here, is a consolidation, there is a grab of this liquidity here, and then market turns around and grab this liquidity here of the people who thought that this was a short trade. Okay, so that's it for this video. If you have any further question, just ask me, and have a good trading. Bye.